Alright, thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk about doing the front and rear brakes on the Mercedes Benz Gl450 X164. Alright, this is what you're going to need. As you can see, it says for the front and rear. The front, you're going to need a T30 torque bit. I'll show you when I pull it out. You're going to need a 21mm socket, 9mm hex head, that's an Allen wrench, an E11 reverse torques. It's 11mm. Rather than spend so much for a bastard size, you get decent Harbor Freight. This is what they are. This is what they look like. They'll work. They are just like the reverse torque bits. I've already checked them. They work fine. I think I paid like $7 for them. Alright, moving on. Pair of needle nose pliers, a C-clamp or a big 12-inch pair of channel locks, and a bungee strap. That's for the front. For the rear, 7mm hex head, an 8mm socket. Alright, moving on. These are the front calipers. You'll need the front and rear calipers. You have to check your VIN number with Mercedes. Make sure you get the right size, because there's 3 different sizes. There's 333mm for the front, 350mm, and 375mm. It depends on what tire wheel and tire package you got, what size calipers you, or what size rotors you have. And if you get the wrong ones, it's going to suck to be you. Since I have a X164, I called Mercedes and gave them the last 8 of my VIN number, and the guy wouldn't give me the damn part number, but he did go out and measure the one they had in the office, and it was 350mm. So that's probably ballpark 18-inch wheels. So that's what I got, the 350mm for the front, with the Euro stop brakes. And I also got the Euro stop calipers. I got a deal on them, so it wasn't that big of a deal. I got them from Rock Auto. What else you need to also do too, when you order this, make sure you order the brake wear sensors too, just in case you tear them up. I got all this for like $415 shipped, so it wasn't a bad deal. And I'm probably going to break those sensors, get it off, but it's alright, because I got 4 of them. And as you can see here, I got it all in a one package deal. Don't depend on Rock Auto to tell you what's supposed to fit there. Make sure you do your research. This is what the rear calipers look like. They're quite a bit smaller, and these are 333mm. Which is a no-brainer, because all the rear ones are same size, so it ain't that big of a deal. You can't mess that one up. So that's it for the parts. Then we'll get to showing how it goes on. Alright, the only difference between the passenger side brakes and the driver side brakes is there's no sensors. There's no spot. They're spotting the thing for them, but there's no line for them, so all you need is 2 sensors instead of 4 if you're going to do all 4 brakes. If you're going to do just the front, you just need the 1 sensor. So that's the only difference, and I'm going to add this to the other video. Welcome back. Doing the rear brakes on the Gl450 Mercedes. I have it jacked up at the proper point. Got that. And if you watch the other video, you pretty much know how to take the tire off if you've done the front brakes. So I'm just going to skim through this. You put that there, and you take all the lugs off, or all the studs actually. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this clip off. I didn't make a video of how to put it back on, because if you take it off, you shouldn't have a problem getting it back on. because you're the one that took it off. So that's what you need the needle nose for. And you can see, it came off pretty quick. All right. Next thing we're going to do is just like in the front, you got these dust caps that are right here. You got two of them. You got one there, and you got another one right there. You pop them off. Just the caps, but don't damage the grommet that's holding them. And like with the front, you'll have a an Allen wrench or a hex head, whatever you call it. This one here is a 7mm. That's what you'll need for the back, and it should be for both sides. And you take them off just like you did the front. But since the other one you had to pull, you might be able to push this one down. A little side note, the front one I painted on, but dusted off, and then I'm not painting it. Tap on this the same way you did with the hammer before. Just tap, and it comes off. You have to jiggle the back just like you did the front. It's a pain in the ass, but just teeter back and forth until it comes off. Like that one does. And just like the front, you're going to need a bungee to hold it. So what I did was wrapped around the shock absorber. Actually, is that a shock absorber? Yep, that's a shock absorber. So I wrapped it around it, so that way it's not hanging. Alright. The back two bolts that hold the caliper are 18mm. You got one there, and you got one there. You're going to have to use a ratchet on that because you can't get a gun back there to do it. Just like the front, it takes a T30 torque. And you got to do just like what you did in the front. Work it back and forth. Go lock a little, then loose a little, lock a little, loose a little, until it loosens up all the way. And oh, by the way, the front ones I didn't really have to replace, but I am. But the back ones you're going to have to replace the sensors because it grinds down into them. So it's guaranteed you got to replace them anyway. So when you buy the brakes, just make sure you buy the brakes. Little side note, you have to release the emergency brake to get the drum off, to get the rotor off the back, because the emergency brake is the drum brake underneath the rotor. So if you can't get it off too easy and you're trying to figure out why it's so hard, go release the emergency brake. Make sure you got something underneath the front wheel though, and you're not on a hill. Okay, so there was a rubber grommet in the old rotor, so I stuck it in the new one. And now we're going to take and push the thing back. And like I said in the first video doing the front brakes, you can use a pair of channel locks or a C-clamp to push this down. Or you can buy this, which is like 60 bucks, and it's pretty easy to do. I'll show it to you in a minute. That's what it looks like in there. And all you do is do this, because it's set to go down. Squish it, and that's all you do. I can't hold this and do that, so you get the idea. Okay, now that's down. You take the prong here, and it goes in that hole. Just like such. It's going to take a little bit of force, but then you just push it down. Easy greasy. And then you put the other one in, and you're good to go on that one. Okay. Now I'm going to take in, let me find them. These little things that come out of right here. You need to clean them up and get them prepared so you can re-lube them. Okay, and you clean these up, get all the old lube off, and then you follow these directions. You should have 1 pack per wheel. The front one, I thought it was 1 pack per the whole front, but then I found the other 3 packs, so So the front one's going to be kind of loud, but it'll be all right. And you just follow the directions and can't screw it up. Okay, now after you did that, if you plan on changing these, now is the time to change them. So you ain't got to mess with it later. But I'm putting the hub back on. And then it's going to take the Torx bit and that screw that you took out, which for me, the little hole is right there, and put it back on. And yes, it's green. My wife's going to kill me. But I don't care. Caliper's going to be green too. I'm sure there's a torque spec for this. But you know what? I don't care. I just want to get the damn thing on and be done with this side. I did the front first. Front right. Now I'm doing the back right. Whatever side you start on, just do that whole side first. Just hand tighten it, get as tight as you can without stripping it. Alright, now time to put the caliper on, which is pretty easy. Put it on the same way it came off. But the cool thing is, that old bracket you took off, you should get a new one to put back on. All nice and shiny and purty. This is the caliper holder, so you got to put the caliper holder back on before you put the caliper on. But it's all in one piece. Put it back on just the same way you took it off. If you can't remember it, back the video up a little bit and rewatch it. Easy greasy. Now, oh, I screwed up. I did it again. Well, this time you get the point. It's going to be pretty easy. Make sure you put that back. You're supposed to put it on the damn pad first, but I keep forgetting to. So you just take it. See that little gap right there? Just push it like so. And you just take this, because you can look inside there. See which way the prongs go. If they go up or down or sideways or however it goes. And you push that back in like that. And then it's easy greasy. Now I'm going to paint it. Shoot, get over it. I tried doing it the other way in the front, like I seen somebody else do. And I messed it kind of goobery a little bit, so I'm going to try it this way. Come out a little bit better. It bubbled a little bit, but I don't expect this to stay on there and last forever. It'll come off. That'll just be cool for now. Well, that concludes the rear brakes. If the left side is any different than the right side that I'm doing, then I'll make a video at it. If not, this is how you do both of them. Same size sockets and tools and everything. Thanks for stopping by. Before you drive your GL, make sure you pump the brakes. You start it